Should have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. F of x equals to x square over 2 negative 20x positive k. In the function above, k is a constant. In the xy plane, for what value of x does f of x have the same value of f of 10? Okay, for some value of x, the value of the function f of x and f of 10 are equal. That is, they have the same value. Okay, now let me assume p is the value of x for which this f of x and f of 10 have the same value. Okay, let me write the required stuff. Okay, here I have written the stuff. That is, let p be the value of x for which f of x and f of 10 have the same value. That is, when I plug in this p for x over here, I am getting f of p. And so according to the question, this f of p and f of 10 have the same value. That is, they are equal. Okay, let me write the stuff over here. Okay, now let's consider the given function. Actually, it is a quadratic function. And what is the leading coefficient of this quadratic function? The leading coefficient is a coefficient of x square. So here we have x square over 2. It can be written as 1 over 2 times x square. So the leading coefficient is 1 over 2, which is a positive value. Since the leading coefficient is a positive value, the graph we get for this quadratic function will be a parabola which opens up. Okay, now let me get the axis of symmetry. Okay, for that we have to compare the given quadratic function with f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. Okay, so when I do such comparison, what value do I get for a? A is the coefficient of x square, that is 1 over 2. And b is the coefficient of x, that is negative 20. And c is the constant, that is k. Okay, we have formula to get the axis of symmetry, that is x equals to negative b over 2a. Okay, x equals to negative, the value of b is negative 20. So let's plug in negative 20 for b, and 2 times the value of a is 1 over 2. Okay, here this 2 will cancel out, then we get x equals to negative times negative will become positive. So 20 divided by 1 is 20. Okay, here I got the axis of symmetry. Okay, now let me sketch the rough graph of the parabola. Okay, so here, just a moment, let me mark it. So here we have x-axis. Actually, this vertical line is not y-axis. Actually, this is the axis of symmetry. So its equation is x equals to 20. So this 20 also represents the x-coordinate at the vertex of the parabola. So as we said earlier, the parabola is a vertical parabola, and also it opens up. So because the leading coefficient is positive. Okay, just let me draw it over here. Okay, so here, since we have x equals 20, the value we have on the x-axis over here is 20. Then we will have this value of x10 to the left side of 20. So probably let's take 10 over here. Then the value of p must be, the p is the value of x. It has to be on the right side of 20. That is p over here. So when x is equal to 10 and x is equal to p, so we get the same y coordinate. Actually, this is the y coordinate when x equals to p. This is the y coordinate when x equals to 10. So we get the same y coordinate. Since we have the same y coordinate when x equals to 10 and x equals to p, so the average of these two x values must be equal to the value we have at the axis of symmetry, that is 20. Okay, now let's find the average of these two values of x, that is 10 and positive p. So for that, what we have to do is we have to add the two values and divide by 2. So this is the average of 10 and p. It must be equal to the x coordinate of the vertex, or the value we have for x at the axis of symmetry, that is 20. Okay, now let's solve for p in this equation. Let me multiply both sides of this equation by 2. When I do so, this 2 will cancel out. I am getting 10 positive p equals to 40. Let me subtract 10 from both sides. When I do so, 10 negative 10 will cancel. I am getting p equals to 40 negative 10 is 30. Actually, we have assumed p as the value of x for which the function f of x and f of 10 have the same value. Since we got the value of p as 30, so this 30 is the value of x for which f of x and f of 10 have the same value. So the answer for this question is 30.